Everybody, welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Brian Biller. Got Brad Francis with us, Joanne Burtz, Al Ninos, got David Racy, Ron Zawacki, Jay Briggs, and also joining us, although I can't put him on camera, but we got late notice of arriving, is James Clark. So the return of James Clark is going to happen. So that'll be on a little later in the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Bittler, Briggs, Francis, Burtz, Ninos, Racy, Zawacki, and then I will close this one out. All right, guys, here we are. 7 NBA, some hockey on the board, and then we're right on the eve of some college hoops. We get it all started off with these play-in rounds on Tuesday. 10 college basketball games on Tuesday here with NIT as well. But tonight, 7 on the board here from the NBA. We got 3 here from NHL. So let's go ahead. Let's get this one underway here to start off the week with Brian Biller. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Brian's doing some great work over there. We'll bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you what, super excited to be here on Monday, kicking off the drive-through. I got my bracket filled out. I got my Final Four ready. Going to try to bounce into the week on a winning streak. Saturday was 4-1. Yesterday 1-2. But we're going to have a good Monday.
Awesome. Looking forward to a good Monday from Brian. We're going to the NBA tonight. It's the Hawks here to host the T-Wolves. The Hawks laying 5.5, total 244.5.
Yeah, for me here, I'm going to ride a rare total for the drive-through. And even rarer is me on an over in Atlanta Hawks and Minnesota Timberwolves. Atlanta Hawks ranked near the bottom of the NBA in defensive rating, and Wolves do clock in a little bit above middle of the pack as far as defensive rating goes. Hawks have really gone over the number a lot on Monday nights, 41-18 last 59 Monday night games. Hawks 4-1 to the over on one day's rest. The over is 5-1 of the Wolves last 5-1 in the Wolves' last 6 Monday games. Do not let this high total scare you off, guys. I see these two teams scoring for close to 260 points tonight. The over is also 7-3 last 10 meetings in Atlanta between these two teams, and 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over the number. So for me, rare over on Monday, Timberwolves and Hawks.
Over on Monday here for Brian here, over 244.5 here. Hawks and the T-Wolves here. Just to update the injury statuses here. This one looks like Bogdanovich is questionable here for Atlanta, but on the Minnesota side, we can now add Noel to the out list. So we got Towns, Rivers, Noel out. Gobert is still questionable here in this one, but again, it's the Hawks team that all has their issues defending. A team that you really don't like to play on at home on the road, but they'll still show up and win games at home.
And tell you what, the Hawks come in ranked 5th in the NBA as far as points per game at 117.3. And Timberwolves, they might not be the best offensive basketball team, but they're ranked number 12th at 115.4. I just think normally when two good teams meet, I like to lean towards the defense. But here I think we're just going to see a lot of buckets of fly, and I think at halftime you'll be comfortable with the over.
All right, Brian here on Hawks. Team was over 244.5. This one to have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print for tonight's action. Of course, 7 on the board here from the NBA. Of course, we're on the eve here of the NCAAB tournament with those play-in rounds on Tuesday. Still 3 on the ice as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you what, my NBA's been up and down, but college basketball, 18-7 run, 72% heading into the March Madness tournament. You can get my March Madness pass for just $149 over at pickdogs.com. That'll get you every March Madness pick, NIT, CIT, whatever. If there's a college hoops play, you'll get it for that $149 price. And then tonight, I got my titanium play in the NBA, 36-25, 59% short-term run, long-term last 211. 123-88. That's a 58% hit rate. So head on over to pickdogs.com. Get my titanium play in the NBA tonight. Only 2 premium plays tonight, but I love both of them.
That's right. Get on board here with Brian Bear over at Pick Dogs Premium. And, of course, good results with Brian you'll get when you get on board. Remember that month All Sports Pass will get you all of his premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. Pick is the promo code. You'll save 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
I'll tell you what, glad to be here, and I'll catch you at the end of the week. I'm going to tune in to the rest of the show, get to see the return of James Clark and a lot of the all-star handicappers coming up, Rod Zawacki, all my favorite guys, Jay Briggs, just up and down the all-star cast here.
Absolutely, indeed. All right, Brian, have yourself a great evening. Brian Biller here on the drive to. Let's continue on here on our show, full boat show today. Let's go bring in Jay Briggs, catch him over at Pick Dogs. Him catches more shows here on the show with the live NBA show at 4 Eastern time. Then he has his video series with his NBA Jam session. So you guys want to make sure you catch that right over here on the channel. It's in archive right now for you guys to check out. So we'll bring in Jay in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Jay. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on tonight, Tony? I usually talk a lot of NBA. Finna shake it up today on the show.
Yeah, you're going to shake it up because only 7 games on the board. It's got a lot of full coverage here. But Jay is going on the ice. If he is, he does. He'll come in with the hockey plays. You'll get him once in a while in those weekend shows and in his premiums. But his Stars are in action out west. So keep him up late tonight. As Seattle here and the Stars. We got the Stars here favored here. That looks like about $1.25 in this one.
Yes, sir. They are favored on the road, and I'm going to take them today on the road. I like the way they've been playing. They've won 4 of their last 5. They just beat this Kraken team just 2 days ago in a shootout, 4-3. The Kraken, they were real hot. They had won, 5 straight? Then they turned around, they dropped that one, and then they dropped again to the Mavs. I mean, to the not the Mavs, but my Stars. I think they drop it again, man. They've kind of cooled off. I think they lose their 3rd straight. I really like the way my Stars have been playing, and I think we get them twice in a row. Out on the road, I'm going to take the Mavs straight up.
All right. I know he covers a lot of NBA, but he says he's going with the Stars tonight here. The Dallas Stars here, minus 125 here against the Kraken. The Stars team that's playing really well here. Winners of 5 of their past 6. They get the Stars a second time. That game on Saturday went 4-3 in favor of Dallas. And that's a tough place to win there these days there in Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's been a tough team this season. Kind of surprising. I like the way Seattle has played. And like I said before, they were on a nice little winning streak. They had won 5 straight, but they've now dropped 2 straight. I think it's time. If there's any time right now this season to fade the Kraken, I think it's right now. I think the Stars get them again for twice in a row.
All right, Stars here, minus 125 against Kraken. It's your late night game, 10 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Of course, we got 7 on the board from the NBA. Also 3 on the ice as we're getting ready for March Madness NCAA tournament beginning with the play-in games tomorrow. What do you have going over at the site?
Yes, sir, Tony. 3 plays for me today, all in the NBA. I have my $15 NBA Jam Session play up there for sale. It's my best bet in the NBA every night. I've hit 9 of my last 15 on that play. We go for 10 of 16 tonight. We dropped yesterday with the Nuggets. They did not show up on their home floor on that Jam Session play. We bounced back today. I love today's play. Scoop it up, $15. That play is also included in my NBA Money Making 3-pack. So you don't have to buy the play individually. You can scoop up the 3-pack, get all 3 of my plays tonight. We went 2-1 yesterday on a 3-pack. We're going to try to sweep it today. So scoop it up. Pick Dogs Premium. Let's make some money on a Monday. Scoop up a long-term package, though, man. Best time to be alive. College hoops tournament right around the corner, man. Y'all know what we're finna do. We're finna smash it per usual. So hop on some long-term as well. Pair me up 2-for-1 capper special. Everybody's really kind of high right now at the right time. Pair me up with one of the guys on the show, man. Let's continue making some money in the rest of March.
That's right, guys. I got aboard here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. You want us into a March Madness package, just get the 1-month pass. That'll cover it all. Covers the entire tournament, NBA, NHL, and the first 2 weeks of baseball. Pick is a promo code, and you'll save 15% off. Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. But lots going on over at Pick Dogs. We can catch your jam session, on your video series on demand every day, every morning. You can catch it. But then you come in live here at 4 Eastern time with your live NBA show.
Yes, sir. I didn't talk any NBA on the drive-through today, but I talked it plenty enough today. You can go check my first jam session on the archive as I ran it through. And then I went live at 3 with the great Al Ninos. We went live. We ran it through one more time. We gave out a parlay at the end of the show as well. So as soon as you finish watching the drive-through, go check us out. Either one of those, and let's make some money on a Monday.
You got to make some money on Monday with Jay Briggs. All right, Jay, continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir, Tony. I'll see you tomorrow. You
got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-through. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're getting a lot of people sign in. We will talk with you again. We'll do the recap here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time to welcome in Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also, with Brad, you can catch his UFC show with Mills here. Usually Thursdays or Saturdays. We'll always get those updates on when they show up here. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? How are we doing today?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go tonight at 7:40 Eastern Time. Mavericks here at home to the Grizzlies. This one, his line has moved a bit here. We see Grizzlies here 3.5, total 222. But you're going to look at this one a different way.
Yeah, I'm looking at a player prop here. I'm looking at Jaren Jackson Jr. over 20.5 points. With John not being in the roster, this Grizzlies team has really needed to rely on other guys to score the ball, and Jackson Jr. has been one of those guys. During Jaw's absence, he's averaging 21.5 points per game and averaging 8.5 free throws, which is almost twice as many free throws as when Jaw was in the lineup. And this Mavs team, they struggled against power forwards this season. They are actually allowing the most points per game to opposing power forwards. So this looks like a good spot for Jaren. He actually had a pretty poor shooting night in his last game. He went 0 for 5 from 3, but I don't see him having that type of night tonight. It also shows that, they trust him to shoot that 3 ball, which I'd love for this over. So if he could bang a couple of those 3-pointers, hit the free throw line, I think this is a good spot for him to get across that over 20.5 mark.
Over 20.5 mark here with Brad here with Jaren Jackson Jr. over 20.5 here for this Memphis Grizzlies team who will be facing. Yeah, it's interesting here in this player prop because they don't have to worry too much. They got to defend, which when you have the 2 superstars out here for Dallas, you don't have to worry so much about defensive assignments as much. You can focus more on your scoring.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like, the energy is definitely going to be put on more of the scoring side of things since they don't have to rely so much on the defensive side of things. So should be interested.
There we go. We got Brad here, Jaren Jackson Jr. over 20.5 points. This one have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern Time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Of course, lots happened on the board. 7 games on the board. NBA. We got some hockey, but we're just on the eve of the start of the NCAAB tournament with the first 2 tomorrow here. The first 4, last 4, first 4, however you want to call them. But tonight, NBA as well as hockey on the board. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, today just got my favorite NBA play up there, $15 on the site, so check that out. Super excited for this tournament, though. I mean, I'm already going through withdrawals with no college basketball, and it's only been a day. So I think it's a great time to hop on some long-term stuff. I mean, that 30 days not a bad deal. We'll be able to finish out the tournament with that, so be sure to check out that.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brad Francis over at Pick Dog Show. Our premium showing good profit over the last 7 days. And, of course, you're looking for his March Madness pass, just get the 1-month pass. That covers it all right there. 30 days of action from Brad, all the NCAA tournament. NIT, the CBI, as well as first 2 weeks of Major League Baseball. Baseball is a few weeks away. 2 weeks from Thursday, we started off with a 15-game card. So we're counting it down here. So get on board. Pick is the promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, Brad, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great week as well. Of course, we'll catch up with you later in the week. What's happening with this weekend here with UFC and Bellator MMA?
Yeah, man, there's a really good card on this weekend, UFC 286. It's a rematch between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. So super pumped for that one. So me and Mills will definitely get a show going. Like you said, Thursday or Saturday, we'll have an update a little later on in the week.
Keep an eye a little later in the week for the update on the Showtime, guys. As always, like, subscribe, set notifications so when Mills and Brad are live, you're live with them. Get the plays in real time. Get the best numbers. All right, Brad, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you at the end of the week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Guys, you miss a pick. We'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Javon Burtz. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. He's been on absolute fire, top of the leaderboards. Looks like ever since he's come to Pick Dogs, he's just set up residence over in the top on the leaderboards over at Pick Dogs. Come on, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How's your weekend?
Weekend was great. Weekend is great, and tonight this is your ESPN game. The TV schedules on the NBA a little shifty here with NCAA tournament, so non-tournament games you're going to see a lot of good NBA action here on the tube tonight. ESPN has Warriors here to host the Suns. The Warriors 4.5 total of 236.
Yeah, and I'm on the Suns in this one. They're going for the season sweep. Hard to believe that they've won all 3 games, but this is just a testament to how much of a down season. Considering that this is the defending champions that the Golden State Warriors is having. This is a kind of a daunting task, dealing with Golden State at home. But, Golden State hasn't looked too hot. They did win their last game, at home. Took overtime against the Giannis-less Bucks team. They ended up covering, got the money for the guys that took Golden State. But in this one, I think even without Kevin Durant, this team could or should give Golden State all they can handle. Still got Booker, still got Ayton, still got Paul, still got the main guys, on the starting lineup. Yeah, the second unit is kind of shaky, but the fact of the matter is the Warriors they turn over the ball way too much, with their erratic style of play. Jordan Poole hasn't looked hot. They need him, to keep the second unit in order. And Steph Curry, he could shoot all he wants, and they could still lose. You know what I mean? He could drop 30 and they still lose because the other guys make too many mistakes. That's on the team. So I think in this one it's going to be a close one. Golden State might pull it out. They're a fantastic team at home, but I just don't think they're going to win by over 4 points. So give me the Suns.
All right, so I've got Javon here on the Suns plus 4.5 here against the Warriors. You kind of took the words out of my mouth here. Yeah, it's those turnovers that always worry you here against the Suns, especially when you got a clever guard here like Chris Paul running the point. Remember, even though there's no Durant, there's still quality there on that Suns lineup. Although I was kind of rooting for them there against Sacramento. They fell up short in that game. And Sacramento, I don't know if it was more Sacramento being a little better this year. I mean, a lot better this year. And how much better we won't know until playoff time how good this Sacramento team is.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Sac that game, so I was happy. You know what I mean? But yeah, the test for them, for the Kings, is gonna be, whether they're gonna be able to do it in the playoffs. So I mean, they've taken the next step. Mike Brown and company. Mike Brown has gotten these guys playing at another level. Proving the type of coach he is. But yeah, as for the Suns, they just dropped the ball. First game, what was the first game without Kevin Durant, on the floor. So yeah, I mean, I think they bounced back, quite nicely in this one.
All right, Suns plus 4.5 here against the Warriors. This one will have a start time 10 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Javon, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, lots going on over at Pick Dodge Premium. Tonight, we've got 7 on the board in the NBA. Of course, on the eve of the NCAA tournament beginning on Tuesday. Great results for 2023. You see the numbers here. 2,615 units of profit over at Pick Dodge Premium. You can verify those numbers very easily, but just by going to Javon's Handicapper page. If you go down to Pick History, scroll down, it will verify all those plays. They're graded immediately here on the site. So tonight, NBA on the board. And, of course, on the eve here, the start of the NCAA tournament. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Trying to make money with my money bag Monday. 3-pack. Got 3 particular games in the NBA that I particularly like. And, it's just one of those things where I haven't really been dealing with the NBA too much because I've been so hard in college basketball. So why, put out a 3-pack in the NBA? I might, put out a game with the 2, per night. But at the end of the day, there's no college basketball tonight. So I'm on the NBA real hard. I think I got 3 that's going to be hitters. You can check me on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly, or match me with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 Capital Emotional. It's all here, Sports Chat Place of Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get involved here with Javon Burns to get on board with his pass. You see the great results this year, 2,615 units of profit. Javon has a 1-month pass. If you're looking for his March Madness package, just get the 1-month pass. That covers the entire tournament, as well as other sports that he's documented in NBA, as well as baseball. You'll get the first 2 weeks of baseball, as we're about 2.5 weeks away from the start of baseball. So good time to get that 1-month pass and use the promo code PICK at checkout and save 15% off. All right, Javon, as always, great having you show. Need that success. We'll catch up with you later in the week. What's the status here on your laptop? Is it in shipment? You got it ready before we get that parlay up again?
It's probably that's probably about a few days away, but the parlay, because I did shoot a video, but Mitch is on hiatus. Well, he's traveling, so say next Monday we'll be up and ready for that. So
all right,
stay tuned next Monday.
Stay tuned next Monday for that, guys, and then we'll get Javon back with that parlay of the day. All right, Javon, have a great week. We'll catch up with you again at the end of the week.
Absolutely. Have a great night, win, and see you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday. Javon Burt's here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next is Al Ninos. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. And we'll bring Al Ninos in right now. Al, what's happening?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing great. All right, you picked the night tonight here. 8 Eastern time. We've got the Rockets here and the Celtics going head-to-head. The Celtics at 12.5, total 231.5.
Yeah, looking at no, I was going to say arguably, but there's not much to argue here. It's definitely the biggest mismatch of the night. We got one of the best teams in the league going against one of the bottom two teams in the league, and it might be a long night for the Rockets, but they've actually won the last three first quarters. Last three out of their four. They've won the last 3 out of 4 first quarters. They've played. So they've come out strong. As bad as the end results have been, they've still come out strong and want to remind people that they are still professional basketball players, I guess. So I'm looking to back these Rockets early, and I would actually go Rockets full game if I had to pick a side. I'm not a big fan of laying huge numbers, definitely not double digits. The spot I like the most is in the first half, getting those 7.5 points, but I would probably back them even first quarter, first half, and full game. Just think they're getting a few too many points, and I don't think they win the game outright, but I do think, again, just getting a few too many points here.
Nino says first half here with the Rockets here against the Celtics, and this is a Houston team. Well, a little bit of success against it was against Spurs. I think they had a few wins here. They'll cover spreads for you, but not a lot of them. But one thing that really caught my attention here is that they're getting healthy now. So Sengun, their big guy, is going to be out here. He's been now moved to out here for Houston. So four of their 5 guys are going here. So at least you got most of your folks in the starting lineup here for Houston.
Yes, I guess they did beat up on the Spurs twice. So rather than being a bottom two, we'll give them that solid second worst team in the league spot. I think they solidified that spot and have the Spurs dead last now. Although the Spurs were playing pretty well before those 2 losses, so that definitely flipped my view on those bottom 2 teams. But yeah, still 2 terrible teams that are not. It's not that they're just not the most talented teams in the league, but they're definitely tanking pretty hard this season. So. That being said, yeah, they lose games. I mentioned earlier on the live show with Jay, if you caught that a couple of their losses have come with just 2 points. One of them was just 1 point, I believe. And so, they don't necessarily get blown out all the time. And, just don't like laying double digits. So I like all the value here across the board with the Rockets here.
All right, Rockets first half, plus 7.5 here against Celtics. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time, or Al Ninos. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we do have the 7 games on the board from the NBA, as well as 3 on the ice on the eve of the NCAA tournament. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
3-pack in the NBA, 3-pack in the NHL, and my best bets out there. I got my $15 play in the NBA as well if you're just looking for that. But yeah, never a bad time to grab a long-term or 2-for-1 capper special.
That's right.
Going to be a lot of action coming up.
A lot of action left, guys. Remember, if you're looking for the March Madness Pass, just get the 30-day All Sports Pass. Get you covered for all the action in March Madness, and all of the action El Ninos handicaps for 30 days, like NBA, NHL, college basketball, as well as the first 2 weeks of baseball, which is just 2.5 weeks away. All right, Al. As always, great having you show. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again a little bit later here on the recap.
Yeah, I'll be right here. See you in a minute.
All right, El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Remember, guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up, David Racy. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, I hope you've been catching his short series here on the Pick Dogs channel. He's been on absolute fire there with those shorts that he pulls off every single night here. So let's go ahead and bring in David in right now, ready to roll here with David. We should put you in the vertical screen. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. We're going back to this. Actually, we're going to skip. We didn't cover this one. We're going to the Heat and the Jazz tonight. The Heat moving up here from 7.5 up to 8.5 here this afternoon. Total 226.
Yeah, I saw that line movement, but I like Utah in this one. Miami, I have not been able to really trust them this year. They've been up and down. They have played better recently, but they've lost 2 of their last 3, and they actually have only won 1 game by more than 7 points once in their last 25 games. So really playing a lot of close games, especially their wins. They're only shooting 45% from the field, and they're ranked 30th in points per game. Utah, they've won 2 in a row on the road. They will be missing Clarkson and Sexton in this one, so that could be a potential worry, and I think that's why we saw that line movement move from 7.5 to 8.5. But they usually keep it close. They've only lost by more than 7 in 3 of their last 12 games, and they're 5th in the league in scoring and 6th in rebounds. So even though their record isn't great, they have been doing all right this year. When you look at the trends, Utah is 7-1 against the number in their last 8 games played on 1-day rest, and they're 6-2-1 against the spread in their last 9 road games. Meanwhile, Miami is only 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 home games, and 4-13 against the spread in their last 17 overall. So I like Utah to keep it close and keep it within that 8.5.
All right, we got actually David's play is going to be here on the Utah in this one. Utah here at plus 8.5 here against the Miami Heat in this one. And as you said, the Heat has just had struggles shooting the basketball this season, even trying to get separation. They just can't seem to get a team going. When you kind of look at their box scores, read some of their recaps, it's always a couple players, doing having decent games, and they just can't get the whole team together.
Yeah, they've struggled. I think Lowry, I think this is his 2nd game back. So, the more he's back, hopefully the better they'll get. But their defense has bailed them out a ton. I think they're ranked 2nd, top 3, I believe, in points against per game. So they play good defense, which has bailed that offense out. But, 30th ranked in points per game is not good, especially when we get closer to the playoffs.
That's right. Here we got David here is going to be here on the Jazz plus 8.5 here against the Heat. All right, and this one will have a start time here at 7:40 Eastern time. All right, David, let's take over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we got NBA board, 7 on the board tonight from the NBA, 3 on the ice as we precede the start of the NCAA tournament here on Tuesday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, it's a light night today with no college basketball. I share Brad's thoughts. It's a sad night with no college, but that'll kick back up tomorrow. But I have 1 NBA premium, 1 NHL premium. You can pick those up over there at Pick Dogs Premium. I've been hot. Went 6-0 in my premiums yesterday. When you're looking at the end of this week, college basketball, I'm 7-2 in my last 9 college hoops plays. So we're catching fire at the right time. It's a perfect time to get on board with a long-term pass. 7-day pass, get you through that first weekend of the tournament, or go for the 30-day, get all NCAA plays, and then baseball, like you've been talking about, will be in that as well. So great time to get involved in a long-term pass, and like I said, I've been hot, and we'll keep it going.
Yeah, get on board here with David Racy over at Pick Dogs Premium. The long-term pass, 30 days, covers the entire NCAA tournament. First 2 weeks of baseball, all is NBA, NHL. Of course, the promo code PICKIT, check out, and you'll save 15% off, and you can also add a second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, David, it's always great having you on the show. He's success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know about that series that's been hot on Pick Dogs, your short series.
Yeah, so the YouTube Shorts has been hit or miss. I'm having some trouble getting them posted to the site, but I'm going to get that figured out. I do a Twitter video every day as well on my personal Twitter that you can find in the bio of my handicapper page over at Pick Dogs, and that's at 6 in a row. So we're going for 7 in a row tonight, but it's been good. That's right, going for 7 in a row, guys. So make sure you check it out, like, subscribe, set notifications. You don't want to miss that 7 in a row. So set notifications so when that video drops, you get the best numbers. All right, David, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you again next week. All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Have a good one. Got a David Racy here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. We got a full show coming up here. Let's continue on here. Up next is Arad Zawacki. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. It's been red hot here on the site. I think we're ready to bring in Arad Zawacki. It's been good to us here on the drive-thru. Well, we'll bring him in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Arad Zawacki. Arad, what's going on?
Well, not too much. Enjoy my Monday evening. We're going to go check out the Juno Awards, which is the Canadian Music Awards tonight. Oh. So same place the Oilers play, but it'll be just checking out the Music Awards. Nickelback's getting a nice award for their achievement in Canadian music history. So big award for them tonight in the Junos. Gonna go check it out.
Nice. Where do they sit there compared to my favorite Canadian band, Rush?
You know what? I think they've sold way more albums than Rush.
Wow.
Nickelback sold 50 million albums. Has Nickelback. I think they're the quiet, unsung Canadian band that a lot of people haven't talked about. That's because you guys bashed them. You got all jumped on Nickelback way back when. They were like, I don't know what they did. They said something, but people were like, whoa, not Nickelback. And now they like Nickelback again. Nickelback's been good. They're getting a resurgent. They opened a nice new album that came out and been rolling right along. Just think they've been doing that for like 20 years, 30 years. Like, holy man.
Yeah, well, they've been tough out here with the Canadian bands. I remember the Guess Who having a hard time getting airplay out here because they were from Canada. Because promoters, they didn't do a lot of promos. You know, the international tours weren't a big thing back in the day.
Yeah, and now they are. Now they're going to open up. They got a show. Nickelback's doing their big show in Vegas coming up pretty soon for this new tour. I'm sure it's coming up. I've heard it all over. Their big new tour coming up.
All right, guys, keep an eye out on that. Of course, you know, Rod's counting down the dates when he can see Kiss for the last time. But anyway, tonight we go.
Definitely, right? Definitely going to enjoy that show. Yeah.
He's getting ready. He won't need his earplugs. Yeah, he won't need his earplugs tonight. Not tonight. He won't.
No, not tonight.
He'll need him for the Kiss show. Trust me, I can tell you firsthand. When your ears walk out of there, your ears are just ringing. I've had that.
Just ringing. Oh yeah, just ringing.
Grizzlies and Mavericks. This line has seen movement now, obviously with the injury news here with Irving. Grizzlies now up to a 3. The total is 221. Let's see. This line has been moving a lot here the last half an hour, but we'll put that on the graphic at 221.
Yeah, last I looked, just before we came on, I was looking at 221 as well. So we looked at this one, and they got no Luka, no Kyrie. Another big question mark for Dallas in this one is Christian Wood. Is Christian Wood going to play? He's still a game-time decision. Before I jumped on here, still said game-time decision. If he doesn't play, that's even less points. I don't know how many points Dallas can score, 80 tonight? And you look at this lineup for the Mavs. You got Tyrese Jones going to play, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, and X Tillman going to play as well. And I like those 5 guys in this one. They play solid defense when Ja hasn't been in the lineup. You look at this Memphis team, averaging 113.7 points a game. Dallas 110 points a game. But those numbers are 110 points a game with the full lineup going in those last couple for Dallas. So for me, this is like the first to 100 if we even get to 100 in this game. You look at Memphis, 15-4 in their last 19 after allowing more than 100 points in the previous game. They're also 16-4-1 after they score 100 points in the previous game. Well, the Mavs 5-1 to the under their last 6 versus a team with a winning straight-up record. And the under hit the last 6 meetings, 5-1 to the under. I think the under 221 in this one. We definitely got a low pace, low scoring game on our hands in this one.
Yeah, low scoring game. Guys. Okay, Grizzlies, Mavericks under 221 in this one. Of course, no Doc, no Irving. Also, to the issues here with the Grizzlies, they defend well, but they do have their issues offensively on the road as well.
Exactly, right? Like, they're not going to score in bunches. This is definitely going to be a defensive, low pace, low slugfest. This might be a rough one to watch if you tune in as a fan. But if you don't want to see a whole lot of scoring, don't tune into this one. Love the under here on this one tonight. I can't believe that number hasn't dropped even lower than 221. Still love it there.
There we go. Grizzlies, Mavericks under 221. This one, they have a start time 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print, where you put up some great results over the last 30 days here. 1,330 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dodge Print. 7 on the board from the NBA, 3 on the ice. But we got the big NCAA tournament beginning tomorrow with a lot of NIT as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
And going off over the site tonight, I got my $15 drop a dime play in the NBA. You can scoop that up singly, $15, or it's included in my Monday triple, where I've got my $15 drop a dime play, plus another NBA play, plus my top rated play in tonight's NHL action. Head on over, grab that triple. Let's kick off the week a nice winner. Or now's that time, grab a 3-day, grab a 7-day, grab a 30-day pass. 30-day gets you right well into the start of baseball, right through the March Madness tournament. And definitely pretty close to the start of the NHL playoffs as well. So that's the best way to go. Even better, you use the 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair me up with any one of the other hot handicappers over at Big Dogs Premium. Use that promo code PICK, save 15% off at checkout. Jump aboard. Let's keep crushing the bookies like we have.
That's right. Crush the bookies here with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the results have been outstanding. Get that 1 month pass, cover the NCAA tournament with Rod, and you save yourself some money with that promo code PICK at checkout with that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Enjoy the Canadian Music Awards. Is it televised? Where can we see this?
I'm not sure
Okay.
if it's televised on the CBC. So
Okay.
the CBC channel will definitely be televising the Junos tonight.
All right. You might have to find some creative ways out in the States to try to catch that one. I'm sure they'll find out. They'll figure that out here pretty well, can't they?
Yeah.
That's right. So get a little tip there, you guys. You want to get some music tonight? There you go. All right, Rod. Also, too, we can catch in the mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And, of course, the Puck Dogs. Tomorrow, you guys will be hard at work. There's a lot of games tomorrow from the NHL.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Chris have already shot those videos. They'll be released shortly for tomorrow's loaded NHL card because it's a light night tonight. But we still got 3 over there. Go check it out. We also did a parlay video, me and Chris, this morning. So those will be released shortly. Like, subscribe, the way you get notified. We love doing the morning show. Looks like both me and Mitch will be on the road tomorrow. But either way, we still do it. We'll see you guys for the morning show. Definitely tune in. Going over tomorrow's action. We got some college basketball back, NBA, definitely the loaded NHL card too. So definitely tune in. Appreciate everybody. Smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. Love the Pick Dogs family.
Absolutely. Love the Pick Dog family. Indeed. Rod, as always, great having you show. Enjoy the music tonight. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Definitely. Have yourself a good night, Tony. Good luck with all your bets. Good luck with everybody with all your bets.
Absolutely.
Pound those bookies.
Absolutely. Pound these bookies. Rod Zawacki here on the Drive Thru. Catch them in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time in the Puck Dogs video series. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru, guys. If you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Al Ninos is on standby to help me out with that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru, and it is now time. If I had drum roll, I'd run the drum roll here. But we're going to welcome back to the Drive-Thru someone who's been out for a little bit while, but he's back here on the show. James Clark, you'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Ready to roll. James, welcome back.
How are you tonight, Tony? Glad to be back, buddy.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you back. And of course, there was slim pickings tonight, and you do the short straw tonight, James. So you're going to be looking at this one here between the Pacers and the Detroit Pistons.
It's fine, Tony. Any NBA game I like to watch, get excited for it. But there's one common thing about I got the Pacers and the Detroit Pistons here. I like the over in this game, 227. I know there's a lot of players going to be out on both teams, but when somebody from the G League stepped up, or if any bench player gets to start, they're always trying to show what they got. So I see a lot of scoring. The last 2 times these teams have met, the first time they scored 237, and then second time they scored 231. So both of these teams, they ain't gonna be a lot of defense. I see a lot of offense. It was a 221, 227 is where I seen it, but I really like the over. I see both teams getting to 230 pretty easy here.
All right, we got James here on Pacers Pistons to go over the total here of 220. 220. Maybe double check this. This line has been moving. 227 is the number right now on this one. 227 here. Pacers and the Pistons as we're getting issues. Oh, as we know, it's been these injuries tonight have been they come quickly on us. And I do believe here, looking at it, it is going to be big here. Halliburton, Mathurin, McConnell, Turner out here. Bagley, Bogdanovich, Burks, Diallo, Ivy, Stewart out for the Pistons. As you said, it's pretty much G League versus G League. At least in the second and third units, right?
Yeah, it is. But Tony, just a couple of days ago, these same teams played with about basically the same injuries that was going on. They put up 237 together, both of these teams. So I really like the over. Like I said, when a G League player gets stepped up to even start in the NBA, it's their time to shine. So I don't see a lot of defense, and it's going to be in this game. I see a lot of scoring and trying to show their talents off, try to get a roster spot.
All right, there you go. Players playing for roster spots, always trying to pad those stats to make themselves good for next year. If they don't make a roster spot, there's other leagues you can do. You can make a roster on, and of course, Killian Hayes, probably one of the more notables here in the lineup. You got Buddy Hield and Nemhard in for Indiana with Doherty and Nesmith and Jackson. So you do have some players there. Wiseman in there for Detroit, trying to relive, going from top to bottom, going from the Warriors to the Pistons. That's a culture shock there, but trying to get his career rolling here. So James on Pacers Pistons over 227. This one they have a start time here, top of the hour. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, lots on the board here from the NBA. 7 on the board NBA, a few on the highest, but again, we're just a day away from the start of the NCAA tournament. NIT again tomorrow as well. So lots coming up, happening this week. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Guys, right now I got a 3-pack going on. 3 of my best plays in the NBA. This season, I'm going to start off the NBA. I dug myself into a hole. But the last 90 days, I'm plus 1,500 in the NBA. My last 90 days. So I've dug my way out of the hole to be up plus money, right now. And looking to go 3-0 tonight, guys. And, MLB's coming up here soon. I was number 1 last year in the MLB. Looking to do it again this season. And I have a yearly pack-up for that. And I have a tournament pack-up. I know it starts here tomorrow. Been real busy with work. But I should have a tournament pack-up for the whole tournament from the beginning to the end, if you like that, guys. Or, hop on the rest of the place for the NBA. I'll have the rest of the season. The playoffs are getting ready to start here soon too. The playoffs. I dominated last year in the NBA playoffs. Looking to do it again this year too, guys. So you can go look at that or team me up with any cappers on the show. And every time I'm on the show, I say we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of them. We'll put some money in your pocket.
That's right, guys. Got to go with James Clark over at Pick Dogs. You want his NCAA tournament package? Just get the 1-month pass. 30 days covers the NCAA tournament, as well as all of James' plays from NBA for 30 days, as well as the first 2 weeks of baseball. Pick is the promo code. You'll save 15% off. Right, James, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again Friday, if not sooner.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you squeezing me in the show. Glad to be back, guys, and if I don't see you before Friday, I'll definitely see y'all Friday.
You got it. James Clark here on the drive-through. All right, guys, if you missed a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. It's time for my play. So you guys can cover. I'm going NBA, so you guys can probably figure out which game I'm going to cover, because we've covered 6 of the 7 so far. So you probably should know which one it is. So let's continue on here on the drive. Someone was writing in comments that this is a good spot for the team to break a losing streak against a certain team they're facing tonight, and I'm hoping it will be. So let's go ahead and bring up the game tonight. We're looking at the Kings and Bucks tonight. Sacramento, the dog here at 2, total 244, big high total. But we're going to be looking here at the Kings here at plus the 2 here against the Bucks. We know the question mark here is on Giannis, right? He's still listed here as questionable. Matthews as well, probable now. Matthews probable, and Ingles is out here. Not an impact player at all. But here's the thing with Sacramento, and I've said this all year. The Sacramento Kings training staff, they're the league MVP this year. Again, another clean injury report for Sacramento. No one on the report. Everybody healthy for Sacramento tonight again, and that's really key. And might have been key to their success this year is just to stay healthy. This Sacramento team, of course, Fox is going to be a tough guard. Okay, so Giannis still questionable. Matthews is showing up here as probable. As we know, the Bucks trying to bounce back from an overtime loss here to the Warriors, and we know the Bucks numbers have been good. But Sacramento, they won 5 and 7 at home. They are shooting over the 7-game period at home. They are shooting 54%, a plus 5.3 net rating, averaging 126 points per 100 possessions, and they've just been on absolute fire here. And of course, that road win at Phoenix was just very, very impressive for me to see. Of course, you know the Giannis injury is the concern, so we'll go with the Kings here at plus 2 here against the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let's roll on here on the show, guys. Tonight over at Pick.Stream, I do have a best bet tonight here from the NBA. My $15 premium pick is up there right now. Get on board with it. It is credit guarantee. Must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee there, right there on all my play here tonight from the NBA, or of course the long-term pass. Your 30-day pass will get you all my premium plays for 30 days with that 1-month pass. and use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off, and that will also cover the entire NCAA tournament, NBA for 30 days, as well as the first 2 weeks of Major League Baseball. I think that NBA gets you near the end of the regular season, as I think we got getting close or to the play-in round, right? So we're getting very close here to the end of the NBA season as well. So make sure you go ahead and get on board. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. It is now time to recap the plays from today's show, and we'll welcome Al Ninos here to us right now. So we'll go ahead and bring him in, bring in Al Ninos. We'll add James Play here at the end. We got started here with Brian. Brian liked the Hawks and Timberwolves over 244.5. Jay was on the Stars, laid the 125 against Kraken. Brad Jaren Jackson Jr. over 20.5 points. Javon was on the Suns plus 4.5 against the Warriors. Al Ninos, Rockets first half plus 7.5 against Celtics. David was on the Jazz plus 8.5 against the Heat. Rod, Grizzlies, Mavericks. This is now under 221 with the news on Irving out. And I'll be on the Kings plus 2 against the Bucks. And we had James Clark here over 227 here with the Pacers and the Detroit Pistons. All right, Al Ninos, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Kind of like Rod's. I mean, if Giannis sets out, I definitely like the Kings a lot. But maybe even I still would go with Rod's here. I think, a lot of pieces missing. And, I think both teams kind of try to slow the pace down a little bit. And I don't know, I just think they both kind of struggle to find some offense, too, without their best of other playmakers and their best offensive players. So I like that under quite a bit.
All right, that's the under there. I like the play here on. There's a lot of them I like here. I like the. I gotta go with Jawan's Suns plus 4.5 against the Warriors. That's a pretty good solid play there, especially with the Warriors' issues with their turnovers. Turn the ball over a lot against this Suns team. Suns still have a lot of quality. The Booker is in there, Ayton's in there. You got Chris Paul. There's some quality there on the board. All right, that's gonna do it for this edition here of the drive-thru. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll give out live plays for you here for the card here on Tuesday. You'll probably get some NIT action. NCAA tournament scheduled in prime time. One game is at least tomorrow. 8 from the NIT. NBA as well on the board. I think it's an 8-game card from the NBA. Lots of hockey, so it's lots of content for tomorrow's show, guys. So make sure you tune in. Of course, like, subscribe, send notifications. So when we're live, you're live with us. Get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. And don't forget, it always gets started every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the morning show with Mitch, Rod Zawacki, and of course, Chris Ruffalo there on the mornings. Of course, don't forget the morning show with Mitch, and of course, his 7 picks in 5 minutes, his betting tools show as well. We got the Puck Dogs hockey videos, hockey NHL videos from, we've got Chris and Rod Zawacki. Also, too, we got Rod's Banks Out Breakdown with his college basketball pick show. Jay's Jam Session on demand video series here from the NBA. Of course, he goes live here at 4 Eastern time with his NBA show as well. And of course, we have David Racy with his Shorts series, which has been on fire, right? Looking for his 7th winner in a row. So be sure to tune in for that as well. And Brad and Mills with the UFC show here, either Thursdays or Saturdays. Just stay tuned for the news on the day of the show. But they'll be ready to roll here with this UFC card come up again this weekend. So make sure you guys tune in to the channel. Lots of video series, lots of free picks here. So make sure you guys tune into that. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew. When we goodbye to you guys have a great evening. We'll catch up with you again here tomorrow on the drive.